Good afternoon, sir. Shall we start, sir?
Yes, we shall start.
Yes, sir.
If you are okay, we
Good
shall
afternoon,
start.
all. On behalf of IOT Academy, I welcome you all for the first session of National Level Faculty Development Program on IPR Innovations and Startups. Let me introduce the resource person of today's session, Dr. Sitendra Tamraka. Dr. Sitendra Tamraka is working as an associate professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Nalla Malla Reddy Engineering College, Hyderabad, Telangana. He is also heading Institute IP Cell and CSI Institute Chapter. He has more than 17 years of experience in the field of teaching and research. His research areas include artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and computer networks. Dr. Sitendra has authored a total of 92 publications, which includes books, research papers, and book chapters, which have been published nationally and internationally. He has 6 patents published and granted with IP Australia and IP India. He has organized and attended numerous workshops, conferences, and FDPs, and has been appointed as reviewer in various journals and conferences. He is also an active member of the Computer Society of India, CSI, and Hyderabad chapter. With this, I hand over the session to Dr. Sitendra Tamraka. Sir, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam, for introducing. So, I think all set and everyone has joined. So, we are good to go now.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, okay, just wait a minute. I am sharing myself.
Slides are visible, sir. Thank you.
Um,
Sir, visible.
1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. So, good afternoon, one and all present here. I'm Dr. Siten Tamrakar, Associate Professor and Head of the IPR cell of Reddy Engineering College. I welcome you all in this today's sessions, and I'm very much thankful for the initiative of the IOT Academy for organizing such an knowledgeable event. So, in the today's session, we'll talk about what is an IPR, what is an innovations, and how it can be related to the startup. So for the startup, we all knows about that. What is the things are required, and what is the contribution of the intellectual property right in the innovations and the startup. Okay. So the major takeaways of this today's sessions will be we'll have general discussions and introductions on the basics of innovations. We'll understand what kind of IPRs exist, what kind of IPRs exist in the India and as well as in the world, and its provisions which is linked to the startup. Okay, so the startup is like from the last 4 5 years, startup was in the India from a very long time, but from the last 4 5 years, this activities are got a speed up. Like the lots of awareness related to startup is there. Like it's first time is happening. Like the students are want to go within these fields. So the government also took the lots of initiative for the startup, and in the NEP, National Education Policy, the lots of clause and lots of things are added for the startups also. So now the things are changed. Like the people are taking the admissions in the professional educations, and they do beyond their education. beyond their degrees. Like you have seen that the people, those are some people, those are studied from the IIT, they join the politics, they start the business which is not belongs to their own fields. So startup is an activity, and the IPR and the innovations in the entire different things. They are boosting your skills, they are boosting your quality to find it out something new, and that quality can be used anywhere in the life. So in the today's session, we'll talk about these innovations and we'll put more stress on the intellectual property rights. Okay, so I think all our faculties only is here. Okay, so what is the innovation is? What is the innovation is? In the Telugu, it is called the Viskarana or the Navonmesh or Navin in the Marathi. Something new. So it is an adhesive which adds the inventions and the invention and the investments. Then only it will called an innovations. Like you do lots of things at your home. Sometimes you use your brain and you are taking some things. You are innovating some particular things, but it is not called innovations. Why? Because not yet added with any investment. That means this your own innovations is not gathered with any company's investment. So the innovation is basically come with the right investment or with the right businesses. So invent is what, like creating a new idea, anything, any theory, any practical, any device or anything. It can be a thought only. It may be a thought only. Innovate is what, like we are matching the inventions with the people's problem and forming an efficient solutions. And finally, investing. If you're talking about like how an IPR is matched or is mapped from the innovations, we need to find it out the investment. So what is the problem with the engineering faculties and all entire faculty community? We people are doing the lots of patents we are doing, but more than 90% are this percent is not given anywhere. This is my thought only. So more than 90% or more than 95% of patent is done by a faculty. They are only for sake of the patent. It is not mapping with the business, and it's hardly people are purchasing the industry purpose. People hardly are taking their interest, and our faculties also they are not, they don't know how to map their inventions with the businesses, right? So this is a needed. If you innovate something, you need to map it to the IPR and you need to find it out the right business or the right investment. So commercialize via a business is needed. So what is the process of innovations? This is not a thumb rule, it's a theory. Like first of all, on the ground, starting with an idea and one rough solutions, mapping within business propositions, finding out the right business feasibility, and coming up with the business plan. So under this business and the solutions, the technology and the persona mapping, who will do what, also catch up, what technology is needed to take it up is decided. In the business propositions, product, services, users, and their market find it out. Business feasibility. Under this business feasibility, the industry, market, product, company, and the team will talk about. And at last, under the business plan, there is an investment pitch and the last in-depth planning. So this process is very much important when you talk about an innovations. Okay, like innovations is what is a general myth about the innovations? Like you are doing something in the laboratory or at your home and you are thinking you got succeed. It is not called an innovation unless and until it is not mapped with the people's need. It is not sent it to the market. Sending it to market, that doesn't mean like earn money always. No, 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 no. This is wrong things like sending it to the market. Like if you are not sending something into the market, the people will not come to know that there isn't good things are there if the money is involved or the money is not involved. But you need to communicate everything to the people. If you want your innovation should be useful for a general people, common people. So for the innovations, certain things are needed, and we'll see how the IPR or the intellectual property rights play a very, very important role in these innovations on the pitch of the innovations. So the IPR is coming in these categories. So this hierarchy is there for the intellectual property right. So the property in generally, a property can be the tangible or the intangible. So the tangible property can be a movable or the immovable, like a movable car, bike, or the immovable, like your own building or your some land piece of the land. And the intelligible property are the intellectual property or the IP. Intellectual property or the IP. We will talk about this intangible property. So that may come into the flavors like the industrial property related, copyright related, and under this the industrial property related, there might be the patents, design, trademarks, or the GIs. So we will concentrate our presentation on this intangible properties, which is coming under the IPR. So what is an IPR is basically, so IPR is nothing but it is a specific or the exclusive rights given to the person over the creation of something. Exclusive rights given to a person over the creation of their mind for the certain period of the time. Certain period of the time is depending on which category that one has filed their innovations. Either he or she have filed their innovations in the patent, in the form of copyright, in the form of geographical indications, industrial designs, or the trademarks. Depending on their category, their time is decided, and there is a lots of legal formality while you're actually filing any IPR, and also you need to find it out that everything is going in the right way, because with each of the category there is some legal case or the criminal cases are there if you have copied someone else's work. We will talk about when we'll go specifically to the IPRs. So it says the intellectual property rights were essentially recognized and accepted all over the world due to very important reasons. So, to provide an incentive for the individual for the new creations, to accord due recognitions to the creations and the investors, to ensure the material rewards for the intellectual property, to make available genuine and the original products. So the intellectual property or the IPRs is mostly focused on the industry and as well as the academic and the research domain. Okay, so the engineers, they belongs to the industry, they also belongs to the academics. Okay, so to show up their own capability whenever they are doing some sort of the innovations, they try to register it so that it should not go copied without permissions. So for that, the people going for the IPR. So this IPR is coming in this flavors. We have seen it. This IPR is coming in this generally a patent, copyrights, GIs, industrial design, and the trademark kind of the categories. So patents is coming in the form of products, materials, compositions, or the processes, or the solutions to a specific problem. It may be a technical problem, it may be a layman's problem. Industrial design, as the name indicates, is granted for a design. That design could be anything: design of mobile phone covers, design of mobile phone itself, design of a fan, or design of anything. That all coming under the industrial design. Like if you are innovating some new shape which is not registered earlier, you can go for the industrial design. Third category is called the trademarks. So trademark is nothing but symbols like a word, name, logo, or something like this. Trademark, like you have seen this Pepsi, trademarks, Tata, any cars and cars trademark, or that for the pizza we have seen this Domino's trademark. So we are surrounded with the lots of trademarks. Copyrights. So that copyright is very much popular in the art domain, but from around 10 to 15 years, from the last 10 to 15 years, the academics has started to use this copyright for registering their technical works also. So the copyright is given to for the artistic, literally musical, dramatic creations, or some sort of this. Like someone has written any kind of poem, so they, or the story, song, music, or a play, then they can go for the copyright. Also, if you are writing a research paper, you can go for the copyright. Next category is called the GI, or also called the geographical indications. This category is very interesting, like which identify or the indicates some certain natural or the manufacturing goods which is originated from a specific territory in the India, like the Kolhapuri chappals, or Mathura's peda, Agra's petha, or Tirupati laddu, or the Rasgulla from the Bengal. They are all coming from the specific reasons, or they have identified from their reasons. Like the pedas of the Maduras are very tasty, or the Rasgulla of the Kolkata, they are very tasty, or the chappals of the Kolhapur are having the very good quality. So if you want to register that this Kolhapuri chappal is invented from the Kolhapur, Maharashtra only, so that you need to go for this GI. You need to formally file this GI applications, and after that you can get it from this jury decisions. After this jury decisions, uh, one more category for the discussion is the trade secrets. So the trade secret is one kind of the IPR which is hardly talking about. The trade secret in also which is very less popular in the India, and also there is not very strong law in the India as made for this trade secrets. That's why under this trade secret category there is lots of cases are being filed in the in every year and every year and every year. So what is a trade secret is that protects the informations that is not generally known and has in value because it is not generally known. I'm repeating this confusing line again. The trade secret is something which protects information that is not generally known and having their own value because it is not generally known. Like any employee's contract, you are making a contract with your employee, and this contract may be coming under the trade secret. So this information should be between the two parties only, mostly the party number one and party number two, like the employee and the employers, and there is a contract in between. So mostly it is not sending it to for the public purpose. But if someone wants to go for the trade secret, they can register this as in trade secret. But I am repeating, in the India, there is no strong rule for the trade secret registration, but you can register it still. So first of all, we'll talk about the patents. Okay, like we, if you want to start a startup, if you want to really do the innovate, you need to learn about the patents. Like the startup is linked with a certain activity, like you want to sell something or a good or some services. when you are talk about selling as things, like if you are selling a particular things which is mapping within users need and not available anywhere else, then definitely the someone can get a very good business. So like in mosquito racket, you have seen. So you have seen it, na? And we are purchasing it from this China mostly. So legally or illegally, it is in India. Okay, this is battery operated one racket on which there is a mesh is there, and this is electrically insulated. So we people are using it. Is available in the India from the 150 to 700 or 1,000 rupees. Okay, so it is the invention which hits the market. So the startup, the people, those have invested on in, they earn a lot. So if you go for the innovations and you want to use your innovations for your startup, you need to go for the patent. Otherwise, your technology will go into the public zone, and everyone will start to run on that and learn on that. Okay, just wait a minute. I think we have got some message because continuously is message is beeping. Yeah, I'm requesting you, all the participants, like, please don't put a message during the presentations. We'll talk about the questionnaire at the end. Please. So, what is a patent is? The patent is basically a legal right granted to an inventor and allow them to exclude all others from the making, using, selling their inventions for the max 20 years. For the max 20 years. Someone has invented, okay, they have registered their things. It could be an idea, impression of the idea, a device, a process, a program, or any other things. So if your patent is granted or under the process of the granted, you are restricting others to the selling, using, in the making under the same idea. So these are the patents, and this is most popular category of the intellectual property, right? So we'll see about the organizational structure, like from where this patent is coming and what is the hierarchy of that. So it is coming under the Ministry of Commerce and Industrial, Department of Industrial Policy and the Promotions, and the Controller General of the Patent, Design and Trademark. They take care of all IPRs in the India. Okay, we are talking about in the reference of the Indian domain only. So the patent and the design office in the India. So this India is categorized in these four zone: Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, and the Chennai. And the trademarks having the Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, and the Ahmedabad. GI can be registered only in the Chennai, and the PIS can be registered, or the patent information system, which is then subsidiary to the patent, that can be found out in the Nagpur. So here is for your information. I have put the office addresses, which is like the Mumbai is basically taking care for, like, if you belongs to the Gujarat, Maharashtra, MP, Goa, and the Chhattisgarh, and the Union Territories of Daman Diu and the Dadra and the Nagar Haveli. So whatever you are filing, it will go through the Mumbai Patent Office. If you belongs to the AP, Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and the UT of Pondicherry and the Lakshadweep from the South India, it will go through the Chennai office. Delhi Patent Office will take care for the state of Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan, UP, Uttaranchal, Delhi, and the Chandigarh, Jammu and Kashmir, and the Ladakh. Kolkata will take care for the rest of the India. So apart from all these states, if you are filing, which is not, which the state which is not listed here, you need to file it through the Kolkata office. And there's an PIS office is in Nagpur only, subsidiary. So what is the validity of any IPR? What is the validity of any IPR? Like, you have invented something and you are going for to file as in an IPR. So what is the validity? For the patent, it can be last up to the 20 years, and renewal is needed in the each of the year. And in the India, we are following the Patent Act 1917, and which is already amended in 2005. But a very small amendment is there. We are following the 1970s Act. Trademark will giving the lifelong protections, and this is need to renew after the 10 years. Design is we get the design rights for the 15 years, and you need to go for the renewal after 10 years for the next 5 years. Copyright protects the information for the 6th year, and their renewal is not required. GI is also giving the lifelong, and the renewals is we can get it after the 10 year. And once your 10 year is over, say for the example your patents, like once your tenure is over or the maximum tenure is over and there is no further space for the renewal, then this technology will go into the public domain. These technology will go into the public domain. Like if you have invented something in the form of any process, formula, or the device, so once your maximum protections tenure is over, then it will go into the public domain, like anyone can make, sell, or use of your own technology. So patent is an exclusive right of the inventor to prevent others from the processing, selling, manufacturing, and other things. And this is called the territorial jurisdictions, because we have just seen like from where you have belongs, you need to go through or file through their own reasons only. And in the India, you can find and you can get all the information from www.ipindia.nic.in. So is an exclusively monopoly rights granted by the GOI in inventions, and is a territorial right, and its terminology is up to the 20 years from the date of filing will be there. Now we'll talk about what is the patentable things. So in the India, the lots of category, there is a defined category like under which category you can file in patents. They have already given, and in this guideline, the more stress is given like under which category you cannot file the patent. It's already given. So we'll taking up one example. We're taking up an example. Okay, like what kind of patents can be exist. So someone in the USA in the year of 1995, they feel like that is a problem. His cat is not doing the exercise. Okay, so it's she's getting started to getting fat, and she's not moving. So he thought a lot, and he's what he is done. He purchased one laser light. Okay, that laser gun. Okay, and which is not harmful, which is only used for pointing out a particular light or focusing an light, laser beam light. So what he is doing, so whenever he is putting a light on his on a cat's leg, head, or in the wall, so what happening? So cat is started to move. Okay, whenever he is throwing the light through this gun, so the cat is trying to catch. So after some time, so that cat is got habitual for that, and this she started to exercise. Okay, now you know this thing is patentable. I am not talking about this gun. This gun also can go for the patent also, but this entire process that person does, like what is the effort is going for exercising a cat. This process can also get patent. So there is in two things, which is a gun and there is a process, which is for that the person is using to exercise a cat. This is a patentable. In the India, things are patentable, any device, a formula, theory is patentable mostly. So there is a specified criteria for the patentability. It should be novel, and it must be a non-obvious, and it should have the capability of industrial applications and not fall within the provision of the section 3 and 4 of the Patent Act and the Patent Act 1970s. Under the Patent Act 1970s, section 3 and the section 4 is already there. So I just told that they are putting the more stress, like under which category you cannot file a patent. So these categories called the Patent Act 1970s, section 3 and the 4. Under the section 3, a list is coming, which is not and called in not inventions. If this is obvious, this is the different thing to the well established natural law, like the sunlight, the sun rises, injurious to public health. So any theory which is injurious to the mass public health, which is not acceptable as in patent. Discovery of the scientific principle, discovery of living things or non-living substance in the nature, method of agriculture or the horticulture, a mathematical or the business method for a computer program, and under the section 4 specified is non-patentable or atomic energy related. So under these categories, you cannot file a patent in the India. So here is a list. I'm just presenting for your information only. Like there's a list of file you need to fill it to file a patent. And all these forms are available into the ipindia.nic.in. So on which there is a certain forms on which that applicant's informations, their specifications, and the authorship transfer is related is there. And also, if you want to publish your patent within a week or within a 2 to 3 weeks, you need to fill this form number 9 for the express publications. So by the end of this presentation, if we manage to get the time, so we'll discuss this patent search engine and the database. Okay, like there is a thing like if you want to file a patent, okay, one fine day you thought or you find yourself that you can file out a patent. 1 minute, I'm just getting some message. Yes, Dr. Alok Ranjan sir. So we'll go for the questionnaire by the end of this presentation. So please don't send a message.
I'll be reading the messages at the end of the session, sir. Sorry to interrupt. I'll be reading the messages at the end of the session, sir.
Uh,
Need not check
yeah,
it.
it's fine. Actually, I'm continuously getting the beep. That's fine. Okay, no
Sorry,
problem.
sir. We are sorry for that. We are sorry for that, sir.
No problem.
Okay, sir.
So we'll have the enough time for the question.
Sure, sir.
So if one fine day you thought that you have done a lots of things for that particular innovations, and now you can go for the patent, but you don't know that someone already has done your work. Okay, somebody has done your work or not. Like the same thing has happened with me. One day I was working with my PhD students, and he's actually a tremendous programmer. So one fine day he came to me and he told me, sir, so that I have coded something on which we can find it out on text, and we can quickly the capture and the convert a text from an online streaming, from the online streaming. Like if you watching a TV, or if you are running on the working on the YouTube, so you can capture, or you can not just a capture, you can convert the text from that screen into your word file or somewhere else. So we thought a lot, we worked a lot on that, And after that, we have gone through the copyright search. Sorry, this patentability search. This is also called a prior art searching. So before filing a patent, there is one thing is called, which is called the prior art searching. The prior art searching is nothing but is checking it that the title on which you are working, it is already got patented or not. If this is got patented already, then you should not go for that patent. Okay. So for that also, and also to access the patent database, there is an important website which is giving a free database access to a general public. You can take a note for all this. The Google Patent, Lens, ASPASNet, Patent Scope, and the USPTO. They are very, very important and very good database of a patents. So the second category of this IPR after this patent is called the industrial design, or sometimes it is also called, or they get confusing with the industrial patent or the design patent. So what is this? The design patent, like any design can get for a patent. Like you have designed a specific shoes, or you have designed something new from a particular car. It can go for the design. Okay. So I've just seen in the journal of the patent in the last month. So there is some sari design. Some has got industrial design for a sari, specific print of a particular sari. They got industrial design patent. So it could be anything. And also, if you are very much artistic in a particular design, you can go for that. For the industrial design, like for the mechanical or from the civil background, it is pretty useful. Like for the example, like any ornament, chair, table, car, shoes, or the clothing, bottle, with shapes and design, which is not earlierly designed, earlierly not registered by any organizations or an individual, you can file a patent. So the exclusive rights against giving for unauthorized copying of a particular design, and it protects their design for the 15 years. It's called the industrial design. So the next category is the trademarks. So we are surrounded with the trademarks only. So trademarks, we all know the trademarks is everywhere. So it's a brand or the logo, a visual symbol, which may be a word, signature, name, device, number, or the combination, or a specific design, which giving an impression of particular organizations. And general rule is need to follow for that. Any name which is not usual for the trade to adopt as mark, and the shape of goods on their packing, and the combination of the color and the single color of the combinations with word or a device. These trademarks are like this, we have seen everywhere. Okay, one important things with the trademark is one interesting thing is from this trademark zone is like we have seen that usually a trademark is unique, like the Yahoo and the Adidas are different. American Express, this BBC, Toyota, Pepsi, Puma, and this Honda, they mostly looks different. And the people purposely is making a unique kind of logo or this trademark so that that can be identified at once. But there is no hardcore defined rule for this trademark. Like sometimes the trademark can have the same names. The trademarks can have the same names, and there is an also 70 to 80% design can have the same, but not the 100%. Sometimes it is often got confused between the two trademarks only. Copyright is very popular now. So what is a copyright? So copyright is a legal term describing rights given to the creator for their literary and the artistic works, and the work covered by the copyright. It is includes novels, poems, plays, reference works, newspaper, and the articles. computer programs and the database, films, musical compositions, dance, or any other things. So copyrights come into existence as soon as the work is created and the process, skill and labor employed by the creator in the production of his work. So what is the beauty of the copyright is, like, if you are thinking to for the copyright only, you can copyright anything. Like if you are a teacher and you have prepared a notes of particular subject. So you have picked a technical topic and with your own thought you have prepared notes, or you have prepared some PPT. So you can directly go for the copyright for this things only. You can register yourself for the copyright for this. And also, what is the beauty of this copyright is, like, if even your copyright is almost 100% cracked, you can go for the copyright. But this is 100% illegal. If your copyright is even a plagiarized, you can send it for the copyright, and that might get accepted and they will get published, and you can get the copyright also. But what is the most dangerous thing is associated with this copyright also, like, if the same thing is happened with the patent, like you have copied someone else's work and you are sending it for the patents, so the party number one will file a legal case against you. Okay, so that will call a legal case. But when it comes to the copyright, there is a criminal case is filing against you. So be very, very careful while filing a copyright. Do not copy anyone's work. Never. So this is the annual of this copyright in the countries, other countries. So in this picture you can see the USA, Europe, India, and other countries. So mostly they are giving the lifetime validity for this copyright. Like only once you need to go for the copyright, and you can get it until and unless this is not challenged by someone else. The GI, or the geographical indications. The geographical indications. It's called the GI. So what is the GI or the geographical indications are? So it basically the protects the or the identify agricultural, natural, or the manufactured goods associated with the territory, region, or the specific locality. This GI is geographical indications called the GI, and usually we tell it the GI tags. Like one interesting story between there is a long fight between who invented the Rasagolla. There's a long fight between the two states, the peoples from the Bengal and the Odisha. Both are claiming that the Rasagolla is started from their states. And some years ago, this Odisha got the Rasgulla tag. They got the GI tag. And in the last year, the Bengal, they also the GI tag for the Rasgulla. But that doesn't mean that both are getting the equal preference. So the Odishan, they got the yellow colors or the yellowish Odishan Rasgulla tag, and for the Bengal, it is called the Bengalian Rasgulla for the white Rasgulla GI tags. So under this, what happened with this GI? The manufactured good should be produced or the processed or prepared in a specific territory that gives a special quality to the product due to their geographically or the climate and environment or something else. And it consists of the name of the place and of the origin and originate from a definite geographically territory, like the Darjeeling tea, Kanjipuram sari, Kolhapuri chappal, Tirupati laddu, and the Nagpur orange. Like this, I think you have better understand with this example, because these things we have seen it. We have almost tasted the lots of things from this list. So some more example for this GIs are like the Darjeeling tea, this Alfonso mango, and this Bikaneri bhujia, and the Agra petha. They got their GI tags already. You can find it out What is the GI tax from your own state? This category is called the trade secret, which is important, because it is not generally known. So it's protect information that is not generally known and have the value because it is not generally known to the common public or the layman. And most undertake efforts to maintain the secrecy. Mostly is secure. It is generally a non-disclosure events to the entire things. And there is no limit of the protections and no filing on the registration directly for that. But once you have done a trade secret, or you have made, say for the example, you already made a copyright contract with your employee, you can go for this trade secret directly. So in this protections, you can register it. There is a very less law in this threats for the trade secret in the India, but in the USA, they're having a very strong law for that. So this is it about the IPRs. So in this IPR, there's in categories of the patents, copyright, trademark, trade secrets, and GIs. So patent is basically filing for an inventions for the 20 year, and this is the engineering things mostly. Copyright is, it could be anything, any text, a poem, music, or the impression of an idea that can go for the copyright. And they are getting the longest time for this copyright. And third is trademark, is like registering a logo or the brand name. Trade secret is called any employee contracts or any information which is needed to get product. And the GI is things which is belongs to a particular territory. Is called a GI, and when you are registering a GI, the territory name is needed to mention always. Now we'll check it out. Like if we think like an IPR in the context of a particular product, what is the relation between the IPRs? All the IPRs. So in this picture, you can see this Coca-Cola bottle, right? The bottle of the Coca-Cola. Under this, there is a trademark, which is of IPR number 1. The logo Coca-Cola is an example of a trademark. Shape of this bottle is already registered as an industrial design. Patent may have been obtained in respect to the bottling equipment and also for this formula. Like you can feel it that the Coca-Cola stays different with the Pepsi and the Thumbs Up and other soft drinks. And everyone's taste is unique because they have patented their formulas already. Copyright. So in respect of the text database, like its justification is there, is available in their website for this Coca-Cola, the history about the Coca-Cola, that everything is maybe come under the copyright. So a single product can have a combinations of the multiple IPRs, and which is protected by the IPRs. Shape, logos, design, material, and the formula. So more example for this IPRs are, so for the patent, this software, for the trademark, this, and also for this phone's design may be coming under this design. And this Coca-Cola bottles, the material is for the patent, the shape is for the design, the logo is for the trademark, and their contract is maybe coming under the trade secrets. GI is the Tirupati Laddu, and also for the Kolhapuri Chappal, maybe get it. So these are the IPR, how it can be mapped for the inventions. So that's it for my side, because we have met for a limited period of the times, and I just wanted you to, you are having the lots of questions. I just want to interact with you all for the questions also. I'm up for the questions. So that's it for my side. You can note down my email if you have some further question, and you can connect me with this LinkedIn email ID also. So yes, I'm done. Yeah. If you are having anything, please go ask.
The session is open for discussion now. You can unmute and interact with the resource person, or you can post your questions in the chat box also. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Can I read out the question which has been posted in the chat box, sir?
Yeah, please.
Would you please be able to tell me that what kind of plant material should be patentable?
Thank you for your questions, Dr. Alok Ranjan. So, could you please elaborate this question? Because this question is not specific. What kind of plant material can be a patent? So, for the manufacturing of the plant, what is the process is there? It can be patented, and the plant material which is not yet patented or the registered under the copyright and the patented category, and it is not coming under the patent section 3 and the 4 under the Act of 2019-7, which can be patented simply. Did I answer your question query? Kindly go for the next question, madam.
So there was only one question posted, sir. Please post your question.
Okay.
I'll read it to sir. Mute and interact with resource person also. He's there to help. Please post your questions in chat box.
So I think no one having the question. Just wait a minute. I just wanted to show like how to search a patent. Just wait a minute till you can collect your questions. If you are having something in the mind, do not hesitate to ask. I don't think that the question is small or the big. Do not hesitate. Yeah. So one more question I got from this Easy Guider. My question is how the startups will take care about all these IPRs while they are forming their own rights. Thank you. Yeah. So this question answer is simple, very simple, pretty simple. Like if you want to start up, do not work on anyone's else. If you want to take someone else help, like someone, you are working on someone else technology, or you are working on someone else device which is patented by someone else, take a legal permission. Take a legal permission before using it. Or if you want to start by your own, and if you invented something, that simply go for the patent, go for the copyright, or go for some other patenting, other IPRs, and do not wait it to be granted. If you have filed it, that your work is started. Like you can work, you start to work on that. No problem on that. Yeah. Uh, from one more questions. Any novel food recipe is patentable? Of course, yes. Of course, yes. But only thing is that it should not patentable. It should not got patented earlier. Like one case study I have seen in the one conference. I have just recently attended a conference. So one lady from the Kolkata, from the Durgapur, from the West Bengal. What she is did, like one kind of very good salad, like having the good nutrition value, she have invented, like she thinks she have invented. Okay, so she thought my recipe is good, so she has done some prior art search, like she has searched, but her search was not pretty good because she don't know like how to search. So she has searched in the YouTube and the Google search only, and she is registered their salad for the patent. And after that, someone else is giving the claim that I have already got patented from some Ethiopia. So one lady from the Ethiopia, she has already got patent within almost same categories, almost same categories. So the food recipe is patentable. Yes, you can get it. Okay. Until if you are having the question, so one under one slide, I just gave you the idea, like how to search a patent, like, or how to access the patent database. So I am sharing my screen, and I think it's got shared. Yes, got shared. So in this slide, we have seen that the patent search engine and the database, how to access someone else's patent, like is this patent is done already or not, okay? Or the title which I am thinking to get a patent, so it is already filed or it's still available. So these are some categories. So the Google patent lens as personate and the patent scope and the USPTO. How to do this? Just have a look. Like a Google patent, you can start a Google patent search. Google is number one, but for the patent category is little bit less. I'll show you how. So I'm on the Google patent. I had typed my name. Okay. So they have suggested me inventor Sitendra. So under this, they are giving the patent. So total number of 1, 2, and 3 patent is showing, and it is already 7. But Google has not been updated my all patents. Okay, but still it is good. It is showing something in the free of cost and without a hitch. Other category is the lens. So already you can note it down there. Links, the patents.google.com, and the lens. So lens is very good website for the academicians. If you are a technical person, you need to go for it. If you want to find it out something like a person has done the patent, a person has done the copyright, a person has done the research paper, you can find out all the information from here. Okay, so like I typed my name and I found my 3 patents. Again, I found my 3 patents. So the lens having the 3 patents out of the search, out of the 7. Now, this is the patent scope, which is the most efficient website. It's called the WIPO patent search. WIPO stands for the World Intellectual Property Organization. So WIPO having their own patent search, it's called the patent scope. I'll show you how to access it. So here we are on the wipo.int stroke patent scope stroke en, and we are hitting on the access the patent scope. And the same keyword I'll put here so that we'll have the comparison between all. I've typed my name and we'll see what we can get. So the patents I have filed. So they are showing how much? They are showing the 6. Yeah, one more is not sent it to the WIPO. They are still with us IP India. So the patent I have filed in the India, and also I have filed in the Australia, and I have filed in one I have filed in the Germany, and one more I am going to file with the Egypt. So they are showing Indian and Australian patents pretty well. They are showing the Indian and Australian patents. So under this patentscope.wipo.in, all the patents you can find it out here. Those patents which is not yet reflected, they will be reflected very soon. So this is how you can search a patent.
Any other questions? Please post your questions in chat box.
Yeah. Yeah, I've shared my email IDs. If you have anything, if you want to ask or discuss anything regarding the patent, you can email me without hesitation. Okay, ma'am, I think there is no further question.
Shall we wind up, sir?
Yeah, sure.
On behalf of IOT Academy, I thank Dr. Sitendra sir for the very detailed and innovative session and informative session, sir. We thank you once again for the amazing presentation and thank you very much for your efforts, sir. I thank all the participants for joining the session today. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your efforts.
Thank you very much, IOT Academy, and thanks. I'm very much thankful for all the participants. Thank you.
You're welcome,
Have a
sir.
good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Kindly submit the feedback form using the link that has been posted in the chat box. Thank you all.